Picture this. You're just driving down your usual route, maybe listening to the radio, totally relaxed. Then, in an absolute split second, the unexpected happens. You hear the crunch of metal, and suddenly you're thrown right into chaos. So, what is your very first move? Well, it's a scenario literally none of us want to imagine. But, as you'll see, preparation is the absolute key to keeping your peace of mind and protecting your financial security.
Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are going to completely demystify the American family insurance claims process, right from the very start to the finish line. Look, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed just thinking about dealing with an auto claim, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to dig into the source material to give you a really in-depth, detailed exploration of how this whole shebang works.
Okay, let's dive into this. To make this complex maze super easy to navigate, here is our chronological roadmap. First, we'll look at preparation and immediate action. Second, initiating your AmFam claim. Third, navigating the claims process. Fourth, resolving and settling claims. And finally, some insider tips for success.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Preparation and Immediate Action, taking control before and after impact. Because, believe it or not, a successful claim actually begins way before an accident even occurs.
Now, this might sound a bit basic, right? But being proactive like this dramatically reduces your stress when things go wrong. First up, always keep your policy number on hand. Even better, download the MyAmFam mobile app. It actually integrates right with Apple Wallet, so you can pull up your digital insurance cards even if you're offline. Next, you really need to understand your coverage specifics. What's the difference between collision coverage, which steps in if you hit another car, and comprehensive coverage, which covers wildcards like hail or theft? Having this foundational knowledge locked in, along with your emergency contacts, means you won't be frantically scrambling for details while standing on the side of a busy highway.
So what if the worst actually happens? The operational guides lay out a really strict sequence of actions to keep you physically safe and lock down the evidence you'll need later. Step 1 always is safety. If you can, get your vehicle out of traffic and turn off the engine. Step 2 is absolutely critical. Call 911. You want to establish a formal law enforcement presence because that generates an objective police report, and American Family will heavily rely on that when they investigate liability. Step 3, take tons of photos. Document the damage, license plates, the direction the cars were facing, even traffic signs. It's like building a giant puzzle. Finally, take a breath and calmly exchange insurance and contact details with the other driver.
Now, while you're trading that info, you have to be incredibly careful with your words. Here's a crucial tip straight from the legal experts reviewing these claims processes. No matter what, do not admit fault, only say truthful statements that you're sure of. Don't speculate. Adrenaline is pumping, and human nature, or just basic politeness, kind of makes you want to immediately blurt out, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry." Actually, scratch that. Don't do it. Admitting fault right there at the scene can severely complicate your claim down the road. Just stick strictly to the facts.
Moving right along to Section 2, Initiating your AmFam claim. Making the call to American Family. Once you are safe, maybe back home, it's time to officially get the ball rolling.
But hold on, before you even pick up the phone or open that app, gather your materials. Think of it like prepping your toolkit. You're going to need your policy number, the exact date, time, and location of the crash, and a brief, factual rundown of what happened. This is also where those photos and that police report number you grabbed at the scene become completely invaluable. Having the whole shebang ready up front ensures your intake with the reps goes smoothly.
When it's time to actually reach out, you basically have two main options. On one hand, there's the MyAmFam app and online portal. This is fantastic for your standard, run-of-the-mill claims. You can log in 24/7 with Face ID, upload your photos directly, and track everything digitally. Super easy. But on the other hand, there's the 1-800-MyAmFam hotline. The hotline is really your best bet for immediate roadside reporting, or if you're dealing with a complex accident with multiple cars or severe injuries. Having a 24/7 live human on the other end can provide vital, real-time guidance when things get complicated.
Which brings us to Section 3, Navigating the Claims Process. Working through the investigation. Your claim is officially in the system. So let's look at how American Family handles things internally.
And this brilliantly illustrates the life cycle of a typical auto claim. It kicks off with day 1, the accident, and gathering evidence. From there, an adjuster should be assigned, and they usually make that initial call to you within about 24 hours. After that, the timeline kind of stretches out from days to weeks as the adjuster reviews any medical records and appraises the vehicle damage. Once they give the green light, you enter a highly variable phase of ordering parts and doing the physical repairs. And only after all of that is totally complete do you finally reach the last step, the claim settlement.
The absolute most important person in that whole timeline is the claims adjuster. They are the insurance rep assigned to investigate the entire accident. But while they are there to process your claim, independent legal sources always point out one major reality check. Adjusters work for the insurance company. It's literally their job to manage the company's bottom line. Because of this, you absolutely want to keep detailed records of all your chats with them, and of course cooperate fully, but always be mindful of your own rights.
A huge part of that adjuster's job is facilitating your repairs. And here's where you actually have a choice to make. American Family offers what they call their Dreams Restored program, or DRP. This network uses pre-selected shops, offers super streamlined direct billing, and even gives a lifetime guarantee on the repairs, though heads up, they might use aftermarket parts to keep costs down. Alternatively, you can go with an independent auto shop. You have the legal right to choose whoever you want to fix your car. Independent shops generally focus on original equipment manufacture, or OEM parts and procedures, which can sometimes mean a slightly more personalized approach for your specific vehicle.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the perspective from the independent repair side. One-stop auto body and paint notes, you are always free to choose any licensed body shop. Many preferred shops are set up to save the insurer money. They make the argument that independent shops prioritize the absolute best professional repair over cost saving, which they believe better protects the overall value and safety of your car. It's really a matter of weighing the sheer convenience of the network against the dedicated advocacy of an independent shop.
All right, Section 4. Resolving and settling claims. Reaching the finish line. The repairs are finally meticulously done, and we're entering the final stage.
When we talk about that final payout, the settlement formula is actually incredibly straightforward. American Family basically takes the total approved outstanding repair amount and just subtracts your policy's deductible. Boom! That resulting number is your final payout. Whether that cash goes straight to the network repair shop or is paid out for your chosen independent mechanic just depends on which path you chose back in the repair phase.
But wait, what if your claim is way more than just fixing a bumper? If you're dealing with personal injuries or a total loss, legal experts say, slow down. Thompson Law advises, never take the first offer. They may want to give you a quick settlement offer to make this problem go away. Just remember, if that initial offer feels low or doesn't actually cover your losses, you're not stuck. You have options. You can absolutely negotiate, bring in more evidence, or get professional guidance to make sure you get a fair deal.
Finally, Section 5, Insider Tips for Success. Protecting your rights and learning from the process. Let's make sure you avoid any of those common traps along the way.
Pulling together advice from all our sources, here is your ultimate checklist for success. First up, always be honest, but stick strictly to the facts. Seriously, do not guess if you don't know the answer. Second, just like we talked about at the crash scene, never admit fault directly to the adjuster during your interviews. Third, if they push for a recorded statement, you can totally delay that until you're fully prepared or have spoken to a lawyer. But balance that caution by being speedy when they ask for documents so you don't stall your own claim. And lastly, keep a paper trail of literally every call, email, and letter.
So the crucial point is that every single claim is a learning opportunity. When the dust finally settles, please don't just shove your paperwork in a drawer and forget about it. Use this whole experience. Sit down with your American Family agent and review your coverage limits. Did you end up really needing rental car reimbursement but didn't have it? Was your liability coverage actually enough? Adjust your policy right now so you're completely protected before the next surprise pops up.
Okay, just before we wrap things up today, please take a quick look at this disclaimer. The information we've provided in this explainer is intended for general educational guidance only. It's just a breakdown of the source material, and it is definitely not a substitute for professional legal, medical, or financial advice tailored to your unique situation.
Well, we have covered the prep work, the immediate post-crash actions, the entire life cycle of a claim, and the insider tips to keep yourself protected. So I have to leave you with one final big question. If the unexpected happens on your drive tomorrow, are you truly prepared to protect your financial security? Take charge of your insurance knowledge today, go check on those coverages, and drive with absolute confidence. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, stay safe out there on the roads.